In our previous video, we looked at the steps a seller network participant needs to follow to maximize the return on time invested and how to properly manage sellers to drive them to achieve set goals. We also defined the key objectives for driving engagement based on your goals. Now that we've learned about the steps to manage sellers, let us learn how to determine and adjust how often you have to engage with your sellers, along with the tools that can help a seller network participant improve their performance. Although there is no standard rule to determine the number of engagements required, the following examples will help you decide what you can do. As a seller network participant, you must decide how often you engage with your sellers once you've established the objectives for engagement. Don't worry, even if there is no clear-cut standard for the number of engagements needed, we've created 3 possible scenarios which will help you solve this problem. Let's have a look at each of these scenarios independently to understand what they mean and why you should choose a particular course of action. In the first case, if the seller performance is low but seller potential is high, it indicates a positive prospect for growth. Since the potential for growth is high, we suggest that you, a seller network participant, must engage with the particular seller often to motivate him or her to reach their potential. In the second case, the seller performance is high and the seller potential is also high, which indicates regular growth. So our suggestion is to step in only when needed. In the third case, the seller performance is low and seller potential is also low, pointing to a lower growth prospect. Since the potential is the bare minimum, we suggest that you engage with the seller as and when the schedule allows them to do so. With that, we've covered the different criteria for engagement frequency with sellers. And now we'll move on to the tools you can use to drive onboarded sellers to perform at their best. You can apply the following techniques to achieve this through incentives, training, warning, and penalization. Giving sellers performance incentives can inspire them to boost their productivity. When sellers meet a certain performance standard, such as the scale of growth or operational success, you can create different incentives to acknowledge their achievements and make them feel valued. This will encourage them to improve even more. Running an online business can be tough, and sometimes sellers underperform simply because they don't have a proper grasp of the basics of operations, like how to manage orders and their inventory, and how to set prices and build a catalog. In this case, teaching and training them can greatly improve their performance. A seller network participant needs to keep a close watch on their performances and find where they're lagging. This will help you identify how to train the sellers better and move them to higher levels. Another tool to help you drive a seller's performance is to let them know the consequences of performing below expectations. If they consistently do so, cautionary and timely warnings can help to correct their performance standards. If the seller fails to improve even after repeated warnings and attempts to train and coach by you, it is advised that you penalize the seller by delisting them for a period until their standards improve. After they've made the necessary adjustments to improve, you can verify and approve them before listing them again. As you work with different sellers, you will also learn more about different markets and how different sellers function. This will be valuable in helping you choose and develop the best processes to suit different sellers on your network. Share these learnings from key performers to create efficient processes to fully optimize the business. This brings us to the end of our session, where we've explored the frequency with which you should interact with sellers to enhance their performance. And we've also delved into the various tools that you can use in achieving these goals. In the next video, you will learn how to build robust customer support, which will not only help customers raise issues, but also improve the online business as well as profitability. Watch the next video to learn all about it.